So we're back to working on the Cutlass today. What'd it take us? 3 days to get those headers on? Getting what?
A couple hours.
Yeah, we got 8 out of 10 bolts in. Couldn't get the last bolt in on each side of the headers, so then we had to take them back off the car, take them to Chris's house, beat the shit out of them, put them back on the car, take them back off again, ream the hole out where the 2 bolts go in. I'll show all you guys in a second. This is some bullshit. Then the one header tube was in the way. There was no room in between the tube and the flange to get the bolt in the hole. So, we'll catch up with that in a second. But, check this out. It's still rocking the 350 air filter lid. And then I found this one at that junkyard we went to. And I got this one off of a 88 brown Caprice wagon. And we did this to it. I had to repaint it. It was all rusty and shit. But then I did that to it.
Still like the other decal better because it's a complete circle.
Yeah, but I don't know. I'll probably keep the 350 one on there for now, but when we go to car shows and shit, we'll throw that on. But
Should have done. You should take that sticker and put it on the other side of the. Have 350 on the other side. Have 455 on the other side.
there, look, good as new.
On the same air filter housing.
And another thing is, this sticker is small. You can only fit a 2-barrel sticker on these air filter lids. The 4-barrel sticker is huge comparatively. So if you're gonna try and do some shit like this at your house, don't order the 4-barrel sticker because it won't fit. This should give you an idea how much smaller the 2-barrel sticker is, and you can see how it just fits in there perfectly with the contour of the lid. And you come over to this one, and the 4-barrel sticker is huge. So yeah, that definitely won't fit on your late 80s GMB body shipbox air cleaner lid they give you. But that one fits perfect.
Oh, you gotta take the screw clamps up on this gooseneck.
Alright, we'll get there. So, I need a light. I'll get one, hang on. We're gonna pump up the oil pressure on this thing. We already did, but now we got a drill. We were using a speed drill before, or speed wrench. Now we got a drill on it. Let's see what we got going here. That electric drill isn't that good. Just hit 50. You can hear it dying. You're at 50.
Huh?
We were at 50.
Alright, all the drills including power.
I heard it. I think that battery's no good. Look at that, there's a speed alert buzzer. And now that that's all done and taken care of, I'd like to show you guys a little bit of the difficulties I've been having to putting these headers on this car. The headers, what the hell's that? Anyway, the headers took me forever to put on this car. They're on and off, trying to fit them, bang them up a little bit. And now that it's finally done, the biggest problem I had with these headers was there's 5 bolts on each side. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Both sides of the engine, driver and passenger, gave me the same problem with the same bolt. It was getting this bolt in right here. What the hell's going on with the camera? Anyway, this bolt right here, as you can see, look at the gap you have in between the bolt and the tube. How are you supposed to get a bolt in there? I'm using bolts that are about this length. Now, how are you supposed to get that? That's exactly what happened all 3 days it took to put these on. The bolt is too long, it hits the tube, see? So we were finally able to finagle one in on an angle and straight up in, but after yanking these things off the car and putting them back on, I'm a pro at this point, and I realize there's a certain combination of which bolts you got to put in first and all that crap. And the passenger sides was even more difficult. That was the hardest side. you would think, well, why don't you just get under the car and do it? I tried that. And there's absolutely no room in between the tubes and the control arm and the frame to get a finger's worth through there. When you're looking up through the header to see where the bolt goes into the flange, you can only see the bolt with one eye at a time. You can either see it over here or over here. So what I ended up doing was I took a long magnet on a stick, super skinny, and put the bolt on there sideways and drew it up through the, in between the tubes and got it there. And then my dad was able to finger it in there from the top. But now that that mess is out of the way, this bracket right here has to come back off. This hole has to be drilled bigger. I have to drill it all the way around using a bigger hole saw, because this ribbed condom is too big for that hole. This goes on from the inside, but you can, I don't know, you can see that right there, that hole needs to be bigger. It won't fit through there. So there's that. And
check out how squeaky this fucking door. Wait, it was really bad yesterday.
yeah, cars do that shit. We'll grease the door.
No, it was a lot worse
Stop,
yesterday.
look.
No, I'm gonna look at that spray.
I'll get it, just hang on. Look, the door holds itself now, look.
Yeah. Yeah, I know it's that bad.
Yeah, so anyway, Ryan's car's falling apart. You guys gotta see this fender rot though. I went to do spark plugs and wires on this the other day, and I leaned against the fender the wrong way and I split it.
Yeah, you fucking asshole.
What? Yeah, this fender needs replaced, but
it's bad.
I know where we can get a fender though, so.
The guy in Philly?
Yeah.
How much?
I don't know yet. We gotta go to Philly to get a fender. Anyways, so now the car's ready to come back down. Well, we gotta put the proportioning valve back in, and we're gonna have to extend all these brake lines up. I built a bracket that comes off the side of the master cylinder, and that's gonna hold the proportioning valve just below the master. Because before, the proportioning valve was on the side of the frame rail, right where the Z-bar sits, and also the header collector also. Uh-oh, somebody's calling me. Anyway, the old proportioning valve sat right here on the side of the frame, and you can see there's no room in between that collector. Let me see who this is. There, now that that's done, Christ. I'm trying to explain something to you guys on the video about the headers. Phone starts ringing, it won't answer. It's Riley. I can hear him, he can't hear me. Ryan comes out, he's bitching about his car. And my dad's yelling out the damn house window. Oh, there's grease in the garage and there's this. I know how to fix the door. So now, maybe I can get back to this, if I can remember where I was. Happy Memorial Day weekend, everybody. Oh, all right. Don't mind all this shitty wiring laying all over the place. From here, we get the brake situation figured out. I can get my mini starter put on there, which I have no clue how to do yet. I've never seen anything like it. It's got this big shim and shit that goes on the back that's circular. The wiring to go to that mini starter is different than the factory. Once that's done, the car can get down on the ground. I'll throw on some plug wires. I'll do some vacuum lines. Get that power steering pump bolted on all the way. Put the alternator on. Get the radiator in. Throw on the radiator hoses. We might be in business. We might actually be going somewhere. I wanted to give everybody a quick, brief update on what's going on with the car. I wish everybody a happy Memorial Day weekend. I think Bubbles is coming over. I might try and paint the roof and quarter panels on that Buick today. If I do, I'll bust the camera out for it. But that's it for now. Everybody have a good weekend. Don't do nothing I wouldn't do, and stay safe. And just in case anybody's wondering, we got his door fixed. Boom! I'll see everybody later.